All right, let's end this with discussing, more specifically, Jeff Wadlow, who made this movie.
Yes, let me see. Should I know who that is?
Yes, you should, because he has directed a lot of movies, well, some movies that we are familiar with. He started out making Cry Wolf in 2005. I know, we'll get to that. We'll start at the bottom.
I've seen that.
Yeah, Cry Wolf, which I have never seen, but I know of it, and it's kind of a cult classic a little bit. Like, people know of it. Huh?
I saw that when I was way too young.
Yeah. It got
I think
terrible
I've
reviews.
told that story, but yeah.
But I know it was one of those movies that kind of circulated during that time, like, ooh, people talking about Cry Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, though, that was 2005. Like I said, it kind of bombed in the box office, and critically bombed, which is 39.
Yeah, because it's got a 39.
So then, 3 years later, he made Never Back Down, which is like a fight movie.
Yes,
I've never seen it.
Which also has a weird, like, cult follow almost.
Yeah,
but within, like, dudes.
Because it has, it has a lot of actors you recognize, and it's a fight movie. So
yeah,
some people are gonna like it.
Lots of dudes.
Yeah. That also got a 39 Metascore. Keep that number in mind.
Yeah, sure.
But minor cult success, if you want to call it. But other than that, a box office bomb, critical failure. So then he waited 5 years. No, 6 years even. No, 5 years. 5 years. And he actually directed Kick-Ass 2. For some reason, after 2 bad movies, they were like, hey, you can do the sequel to our very successful superhero movie. And I've only watched Kick-Ass 2 once, and I was in theaters when it was new. Because it is not good. I think it more or less failed on every aspect of being a sequel to Kick-Ass.
I barely remember anything from that movie. I remember there's a bunch more superheroes.
Yeah. A problem with it being
one of them being
instead of being a parody or like an ironic superhero movie, like making fun of superhero movies, it just turns into a superhero movie. They assemble a team, he buffs up, and he gets an armor suit in the end, and they fight the bad guys. It's like, no, you're supposed to make fun of those kind of movies.
Yeah. Completely
Completely missing the point, I think.
Yes, I only remember Jim Carrey and his dog. That's about it.
Yeah. And then Jim Carrey, like in interviews, kind of dismissing the movie, like, "Oh no, I don't agree with all the violence in the movie." Like, why did you do it then?
Exactly.
You literally beat people up with baseball bats, you idiot.
That one got a 41, though.
That one did get a 41, so it's a little higher. It's out of the red and into the dark orange of Metascores.
Yeah.
But still, that's only 2 points higher.
Yeah.
So after that, he waited a few more years, did some music videos, made one episode of a TV show called Agent X, which I've never heard of, never seen.
Some sort of super secret agent movie show thing. I don't know.
Doesn't look great.
No, it looks bad.
But then he was back making movies.
Yeah.
And he made the wonderfully awful Netflix Kevin James movie. I don't even know what is it. True Memoirs of an International Assassin, which is just
Paul Blart Cop, but actual superhero.
Yeah,
or action hero. I mean,
it is. I for some reason I think I fell asleep and it like started autoplaying on Netflix. Because I've seen the second half of this movie. I do not remember turning it on, but I have seen things from like the middle of the movie. I turned it off, but that's a thing that exists. It got a 37 Metascore.
Oh my god, I've never even read the blurb. After a publisher changes a writer's debut novel about a deadly assassin from fiction to non-fiction, the author finds himself thrust into the world of his lead character and must take on the role of his character for his own survival. Yeah. Hey, they just made a new one of those.
Yeah, that's Argyle, yeah.
But much better, I assume, because I haven't even seen this one. I'm not gonna... I saw Paul Blart Mall Cop and went, no, I'm not watching another Kevin James.
No, yeah. But yeah, that's Jeff Wadlow. He also wrote that one. 37 Metascore, so we're back down into the red.
Yeah.
Then,
Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare. Actually, just a couple of years later.
Yeah.
And we all know about Truth or Dare. It's pretty
terrible,
bad.
but yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, you can watch it, but I wouldn't recommend. There's other ones. That are better.
It's a hangout movie where you can turn it into a drinking game. You can laugh at it. It's that kind of bad movie. I also love that the official title, well, the unofficial title, I suppose, is Blumhouse's Truth or Dare.
Yes.
Because this was the one they released pretty shortly after Get Out, and they were like, from the studio they brought you Get Out, the Academy Award-winning, actually deep and complex movie. Truth or Dare is next. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, don't try to do that. And especially don't get Jeff Wadlow to direct it then. Because once again...
No, because he doesn't have a good track record.
No. This got a 35 Metascore.
Yeah.
So it's even worse. And then he did some more...
I'd watch this over Imaginary. I'd watch Truth or Dare.
That's what we said. That's what we said.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Truth or Dare than Imaginary. Then he did some more TV. Then he made another Blumhouse movie, Fantasy Island, which I never even watched because at that point I was like, why should I even care? Oh my god. So once again, he directed and wrote this. Mm-hmm. It got a 22 Metascore.
Yeah.
Jesus
It has
Christ.
a promising premise, kind of.
Yeah.
It reminds you of it's this old book, but I only remember it from the Simpsons episode. Where this crazy scientist invites all the people to go to his fantasy island.
The island of Dr. Moreau.
Like a skull. Yeah. Reminds me of that one with modern twists, obviously. But I don't know if that's what actually happens eventually, because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Then it did.
And again, hey, it has to do with fantasy.
Yeah. Then it did 4 episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark? I guess that's a reboot of the old show or something. I think it's an old show from the beginning. And then in 2022, he made The Curse of Bridge Hollow. Do you remember we watched that?
Yeah.
Once again, awful movie. So that one got a 38, and now we're up to Imaginary 2024, and it has a 34 Metascore. So
yeah, and that's not gonna go up.
Can someone explain to me how this man keeps getting work?
Maybe all his movies are cheap. And
they're definitely cheap. These are
because even if
$1
it
or
gets
$2 million
a low
movies.
Score, people watch the movies probably.
That's
I've heard of people who know what these movies are.
That's the problem with this. This is like a scam. It's take the money and run. You have an idea which is kind of interesting. You make a good trailer so people are like, ooh, I gotta watch this scary movie.
Yeah. Because the trailer for Imaginary was a black screen and just sounds.
Yeah,
so
I never saw that trailer.
Imagine.
But, yeah.
No, I didn't see it, but I heard of it.
And then they have a budget of $2 million. So even
didn't we see it?
Huh?
I think they showed it before Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't think they did that here in Sweden. Because I can't remember that trailer.
Maybe I'm misremembering. I think I remember that. But...
I know I saw a teaser for it, but it was basically just a picture of the bear. Excuse me. So they cost $2 million to make. $2 million. $2 million.
Yes, $2 million.
And even if it bombs, I mean, you'll make $1 million in a weekend.
Yeah.
Of kids going to watch it. So they make it completely fails with the critics, but it makes $5 to $10 million in the box office. They make a nice $3 to $7 million profit. Let's move on to the next.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's cheap tricks.